friends, welcome to Target Nursing Officer. Today we are going to discuss some important MCQs for AIMS exam. The first question is, case finding in RNDCP is based on A. Sputum culture, B. Sputum microscopy, C. X-ray, D. Mandos test or PCR. The correct answer is B, that is sputum microscopy. Question number 2, chemoprophylaxis is dash level of prevention. A. Primary, B. Secondary, C. Primordial, D. Tertiary. The correct answer is A, that is primary. Chemoprophylaxis is a primary level of prevention. Question number 3, gap between onset of a primary and secondary cases is known as A. Serial interval, B. Generation time, C. Intubation period, D. Secondary attack rate. The correct answer is A, that is serial interval. The gap between onset of primary and secondary case is known as serial interval. Question number 4. In recent years, Well Baby Clinics has been replaced as A. Antenatal clinic, B. Under 5 clinic, C. Child clinic, D. Homeopathy clinic. The correct answer for this question is B, that is Under 5 clinic. Question number 5. 3D means in hospital waste management is. So, first option is disinfection, disposal and drainage, B. Discard, disinfection and drainage, C. Destruction, deburial and drainage, and the final option is destruction, deburial and disposal. The correct answer for this question is A, that is disinfection, disposal, drainage. That is 3D in hospital waste management system. Question number 6. Peritoneum covers the stomach and intestine on which sides? A. Posteriorly, B. Completely, C. Anteriorly, D. Laterally. The correct answer for this question is B, that is completely. Here you can see the peritoneum covers the stomach and intestine completely. So, question number 7. During relaxation of ciliary muscles, what will happen exact? A. Lens moves backwards. B. Refractive power increases. C. Convexity of lens decreases. D. Lens become thin. The correct answer for this question is B, that is refractive power increases during the relaxation of ciliary muscles. Question number 8. Adipocytes are A. Mast cells, B. Fat cells, C. WBCs, D. RBCs. The correct answer for this question is B, that is fat cells. Question number 9. Example of mast associated lymphoid tissue, that is MALT, is A. Tonsils, B. Spleen, C. Thymus gland, D. Bone marrow. The correct answer for this question is A, that is tonsils, which is one of the examples for mast associated lymphoid tissue. Question number 10. Absence of lymph node is characteristics of lung, kidney, spleen and brain. The correct answer for this question is D, that is brain. Question number 11. The position given to the patient for abdominal paracentesis is A. Supine position, B. lithotomy, C. Fowler's, D. is knee chest position. The correct answer for this question is C, that is Fowler's position. Question number 12. Arterial blood gas level of patient shows pH 7.25, partial pressure of carbon dioxide 37 mmHg, partial pressure of oxygen 92 mmHg, and HCO3 level is 18. These values indicate A. Metabolic acidosis, B. Metabolic alkalosis, C. Respiratory acidosis, D. Respiratory alkalosis. When we considering these values, the correct answer for this question is A, that is metabolic acidosis. Question number 13. The chief extracellular anion in our body. Here they are asked for the chief extracellular anion. Options are K plus, Na plus, Cl minus and HCO3. The correct answer is chloride, that is C, Cl minus. Question number 14. Hypoxemia is lack of O2 in the tissue, lack of O2 in the blood, bluish discoloration of skin, none of the above. The correct answer for this question is B, that is lack of O2 in the blood. Question number 15. A nurse administered a wrong dose of medication to a client. Upon realizing the mistake, she immediately reported to the authority and did incidental reporting. This shows accountability, responsibility, authority and decision making. So the correct answer for this question is A, that is accountability. Question number 16. In an eclamptic woman, fluid intake should not be more than. So A is previous 24 hours urine output, B is previous 24 urine output plus 1000 ml, C is total blood volume of the patient, D is 10 ml per kg body weight. So the correct answer for this question is B, that is previous 24 hours urine output plus 1000 ml. And so the fluid intake should not be more than this. Question number 17. Sonographically, the expected fetal weight is calculated by Jones formula, Shepard's formula, Nichols formula, fetal growth velocity formula. The correct answer for this is B, that is Shepard's formula. Question number 18. State of an abnormal uterine bleeding in which there is no clinically detectable pelvic pathology present is known as menorrhagia, polymenorrhea, disinfunctional uterine bleeding, dysmenorrhea. The correct answer for this question is C, that is DUB, dysfunctional uterine bleeding. Question number 19. Which of the following structure is necessary for maintenance of pregnancy before placenta development? Hypothalamus, umbilical cord, pituitary, corpus luteum. The correct answer for this question is D, that is corpus luteum. Question number 20. Puerperal complication in which the height of the uterus is more than that of the period of puerperium is known as puerperal pyrexia, puerperal sepsis, subinvolution, acute mastitis. So here the height of the uterus will be more than that of the period of puerperium. So the correct answer is for this question is C, that is subinvolution. Question number 21. Coronary artery primarily receive blood supply during inspiration, expiration, diastole, systole. The correct answer is C, that is diastole. Question number 22. Pulmonary embolism is best diagnosed by chest X-ray, ultrasonography, CT scan, ventilation perfusion scan. So the correct answer for this question is D, that is ventilation perfusion scan. So a ventilation perfusion scan is a nuclear medicine scan that uses radioactive material to examine airflow, that is ventilation, and blood flow, that is perfusion in the lungs. The aim of the scan is to look for evidence of any blood clots in the lungs. That's called pulmonary embolism. So here you can see the pictures of perfusion scan and ventilation, also the defect. Question number 23. Which of the following is the common complication of acute hepatitis? Fulminant hepatic failure, cirrhosis, both A and B, none of the above. The correct answer for this question is C, that both A and B. The common complications are fulminant hepatic failure as well as cirrhosis. Question number 24. Protrusion of abdominal organs through the gap formed by separation of wound layers is called wound dehiscence, fistula, cellulitis, wound evisceration. The correct answer for this question is D, that is wound evisceration. Here you can see the wound dehiscence as well as the evisceration. Wound dehiscence means there will be a gap, and in evisceration you can see there will be a protrusion like this. Question number 25. Reye syndrome is characterized by kidney degeneration, fatty infiltration of liver and brain, and then degeneration of gallbladder due to presence of stone, and the final option is renal stones. The correct answer for this question is B, that is fatty infiltration of liver and brain and then degeneration. Here you can see that when especially the adolescents take salicylates, first the symptoms will be subsided. Then several days after recovery, they may experience fulminant hepatitis and cerebral edema. And finally, that will progress to encephalopathy with hepatic dysfunction. Thank you.